To be honest, I really did not want it to come down to this, but it has become evident to me that the Audeze LCD-5 is the best headphone in the world. I will explain why. Let us unbox this thing. Leather conditioner. Okay, weird. Here we go with the cable and adapter, which I will be using currently since I will be driving this off my Topping DX3 Pro Plus. It also comes with some white gloves and a key for the carrying case or whatever. Smells fresh. Okay. I guess that's it for the unboxing experience. Nothing really more to do on this thing. The box is pretty dense, high quality, I'd say. I mean, it better be for the price I paid for this, right? Okay. Here we go, connecting the XLR. And then I need to connect it to my adapter as well. Okay, it's already connected to my Topping, so I can just plug it in there. Okay, there we go. It's on. Alright, moment of truth coming up soon. This is the left driver. I don't know if I really showed it out, but you can see pretty nice wood grain finish. Carbon fiber headband, brand new. Looks really awesome. This is, does it say which one is right or left? I don't know. I'm just assuming red is right, that's how it is. I guess we'll figure it out when we plug the headphones in and start playing something. Not a big deal. So first, I guess let's listen to it without EQ, and then I can tell you, or go from there, explain why I really got this headphone. So let's listen to How Deep Is Your Love by Calvin Harris and Disciples. Okay, I guess it was playing from my MacBook speakers. Okay, now. So without EQ, it's a strange experience. Like, the tonality is off, but the resolution is unbelievable. You can hear the treble being so smooth, the bass being very tactile. Like, it's shouty and it's lacking bass, even though you can hear it extending. And now we plug in the EQ profile, or just turn it on. Okay. Instead of finishing recording my video, I spent like 2.5 hours straight just listening to the Audeze LCD-5 and really trying to find the best EQ profile. I was originally using a Harman 2013 hybrid with a mix between 2018 and 2013 bass, but it sounded too shouty, and I blind tested this against 2018 to confirm. Oratori's 2018 EQ does not sound very good, so I made my own. I will show that on the screen now. As you can see, we only have equalization up to 70 kilohertz because the past 10 kilohertz performance with the speaker is phenomenal. There is an audible dip in tone generator around 8.3 kilohertz. Yeah, around 8.3 kilohertz, but after that, it's basically just a dead flat to 20 kilohertz. I've never heard an over-ear headphone with resolution like this. I mean, that's just insane. Like, nothing is coming close to this. Wow. And the thing is, like, with this EQ, it's like we finally have a headphone that sounds high resolution in the treble and mid-range and has low bass distortion. And like, oh my god, this headphone is just unbelievable. You know, I made this video a while back on Audeze LCD-5 is way better than HiFiMan Sundara, and This was without EQ, but this was during the time I was listening to Eddie ER2SE, so my tastes were obviously like different at the time, so I didn't really notice the tonal flaws. But without EQ, this headphone just like has no bass to be found and no upper treble. It's like just complete pure mid-range, and even with that though, you can still hear the resolution that this headphone has, and because of that, it has immense EQ potential. It's just unbelievable. You know, it has a 0.5 micron thin driver, and with this parallel uniforce array or something, which makes the response smooth, have low distortion, and I'm assuming it's either high or low acoustic impedance. I'm a little bit confused at this point, but in any ear, it's just going to be an extremely smooth treble response. Just EQ it to Harman 2018 or below 7 kilohertz, and you're just left with magic. I mean, the treble smoothness is comparable to the Moondrop variations, and you get so much more externalization, and it's just unbelievable. So I highly recommend you get the Audeze LCD-5. Be sure to use my EQ when you do get it. I'm sure a lot of you will have this headphone soon. Yeah, so I went to a store and demoed it, and I was just sitting there for like hours and like thinking, damn, do I really want to like spend the money on this headphone? But when it came down to it, it's like, what am I really saving money for? You know, like I don't really like have anything to save for, and it's rare to find things that you actually like want to spend money on and know you can get enjoyment from, and the Audeze LCD-5 is one of those things. Like, yeah, you can get something for like $500, which is like 80% of the performance or something, maybe arguably. Like, I'd honestly say that this headphone is worth 30 times more than the Edition XS. It sounds that much more better. Same thing with the HD800S. These headphones are not even close to what the Audeze LCD-5 is capable of. Edition XS, tons of resonating, horrible treble even after EQ. HD800S, horrible treble even after EQ, horrible bass tactility, high distortion in the bass. This headphone has nothing going against it. When you EQ it, it's just perfection, but you have to spend the money. That's the only catch with this headphone, right? Like, I'd say that the Edition XS is a variations with higher resolution and actual depth to the music you're listening to. It's like you can actually hear deeper into the recording somehow, even though this is an over ear. It's more akin to speakers in a room in that sense, where okay, so one thing I'll say is that this doesn't actually have the perceived soundstage of the Headphone Edition XS, but with that trade-off, you get much higher resolution, and I'd much rather take that over the marginal perceived soundstage gain with the Edition XS. This is just like an unbelievably good headphone. I highly recommend it if you can afford it. It's just, oh my god, wow. Like, any song I listen to sounds great. Fusion by Perfume. Like, it just extends in the bass, man. Even with glasses, I'm getting a good seal. Still getting extension with that, so these pads are good for that. And then if we go to 10-to-1 by Real or Gigantic Big Death Edition, this headphone can handle it. Like, this is insane. This is the only headphone in the world I've heard that can actually handle these songs, over-ear headphone at that, and it does it with such precision and authority. And you know, if you like can't listen to a good speaker setup in your room for whatever reason, this is like what you have to get, I believe. And the thing is, like, a speaker setup, you have to like be at the listening position. Like, for me, I have to sit in bed if I want to like write something down, take notes or something at my desk. Like, I can't do that at my speaker setup, but I can do it with these. And well, yeah, I can't walk outside with them like I can with Moondrop variations because of noise pollution and leakage, at least for like an indoor space or whatever. Even just like walking outdoors, it's probably fine as long as you're not like disturbing people. It's just unbelievable how this is the best headphone in the world. And I mean, it does cost a bit, but like, in my opinion, it's worth it. You have to account for the fact that this headphone is just far superior than anything else in the world in terms of engineering, and it clearly shows when you listen to it. Like, nothing comes close to this headphone. It's by far the best you can get. In terms of amplification, It runs from the MacBook fine, but I'm at max volume in a lot of songs, and also in a lot of songs it doesn't have enough volume. This is after EQ. Without EQ, MacBook is perfectly fine, but really don't listen to this headphone without EQ. You're wasting your time. With EQ, it's just unbelievable. And you know, in like every headphone, like I've tried to EQ past 10 kilohertz and whatever, and like I can't do it. It's just not possible. But with this, I don't even need to EQ anything past 7 kilohertz because it's that good in terms of treble linearity and just upper treble performance. It just needs some EQ below 7 kilohertz to make it a reference sounding headphone. And yeah, I don't really know what else there is to say, to be honest. Like, this is it, really. Like, just buy the Audeze LCD-5. One thing I want to point out is this. Look at this EQ profile and how smooth it is. There's literally nothing here that is sharp at all because this headphone has a very smooth response. In general, it just needs some relatively broad adjustments to make it sound incredible. And a lot of these other headphones can't do that, or basically any other headphone can't do that. It has harsh treble and it's just like resonating, or maybe it has high bass distortion. You just can't have it all unless you get Audeze LCD-5 and EQ it to Harman 2018 below 7 kilohertz. What an experience this headphone is. I'd like to give a shout out to Ninja Coma 3, Waytaker, D Must Bring Us, Mild Bill, Christopher Yu, the RFL Reaper, and Trip. Thank you guys a lot for supporting the channel. Be sure to join the Apple House and Discord server where we will discuss Audeze LCD-5 all day. I'll see you guys next time. I'm out.